Greetings from Limerick in 2019. The sun is shining, the sky is blue, the people are happy and the picture is serene. This would not have been the case 100 years ago. In 1919, on that very bridge there behind me, Sarsfield Bridge, martial law was in effect. British tanks patrolled up and down, all because the people of Limerick, the workers of Limerick, decided to try something different, to set up their own Soviet state. Here in Limerick City Hall, a fully fledged historical exhibition is currently open to the public, commemorating the Centenary of the Soviet. I sat down with local author Séighin Ó Ceallaigh to discuss his new book about Robert Byrne, who was a leading figure in the Limerick Soviet movement.
Well, I suppose the book looks at the life of Robert Byrne, the IRA volunteer who was killed by the RIC in a hospital bed on the 6th of April 1919, which started off the chain of events of the Limerick Soviet. You know, I'd always had a graw for history, and it was never in these school books, never even mentioned by teachers whatsoever. It was through my own research, stumbling upon the story. I think I was 16, 17, reading through it, and you know, I thought, this is mad. Like, how are we not being told this, that Limerick was an independent city, free from British rule, for close on 2 weeks. To put it in a modern context, you see the nurses' strikes, you see the ambulance workers' strikes, you see bus driver strikes, teacher strikes, and you know, when you have individual groups like that, you know, coming together as you did in the Soviet, you saw what could be achieved.
Séign's book, among many others written by local authors about the Soviet, sit proudly on display here at the Celtic bookshop in the city. Pat O'Brien and his wife Caroline own the quaint little bookshop, and their display has got Limerick people talking.
People passing that might have no intention of buying a book, suddenly you can overhear the conversation. People are speaking about the Soviet, they're speaking about the commemoration, they're speaking about its significance, and it's generating conversation.
It's not only books for sale here though. Pat and his wife Caroline are also now stocking Soviet shillings, which people can buy as collectibles or spend in participating retailers. One
particular aspect that was very important to collectors, historical collectors, relating to the Limerick Soviet, was the currency that was issued at that particular time. There's nothing in it for the shop here, it's just an opportunity to circulate the currency again. People have come in, bought books, postcards and all using this currency. And I'm saying this as a local historian myself.
The Limerick Soviet brought with it complex ideas that the people of Limerick are continuing to unpack right up until the present day. Here at the Laboratory of Common Interest on Rutland Street, thinkers and artists are attempting to do just that. One artist, Nat Shastneva, focuses on the theme of sexuality following the Bolshevik revolutions. Artist Fiona Woods explains more about the initiative.
It's a project that takes place over 12 days, coincides with the centenary of the Soviet. It uses some of the questions that maybe were thrown up through the Soviet, you know, questions such as like solidarity, questions about solidarity and questions about labour and about the politics of bodies, and also maybe about alternative economies. And it takes those questions to bring people together and talk about, in a way, you know, how those matters of ongoing common interest can be, I suppose, made relevant for now. So I think it's been a really good response, and I think most people want to know, where does it go from here? So it's not just a, you know, it doesn't just come to an end like the Soviet did with no follow-up.
One thing that cannot be denied is that the Limerick Soviet has had a profound cultural effect on the people here in Limerick City, and will continue to do so for many centenaries to come.